Let me help you on your journey of homeschooling. Y'all bear with me for a little bit. I am going to share, but if you don't mind, please share as well, because I am in the car, as you can see. And so hey, it may not work. Y'all know how it goes. So if you're here, say hey, what's up, and let me know that you are here. I am trying to get this shared. Bear with me for a second. Hold on, y'all. But if you're here, say, hey, what's up? And in the process, I am trying to get this shared into some groups. Let me share it into my group, which if you have not joined my group, then you're missing out. Barbara, tell them they're missing out. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Kristen. Y'all tell them, shoot, if they haven't joined my group, they're missing out at this point, right? Like, they're missing out on some good stuff that's happening right now. We got courses going on. I do like random coaching in the middle of the day. If somebody asks for a question or asks a question or something like that, I do coaching as far as that's concerned. Thank you, Barbara, for sharing. Hey, Nakonda. Hey, Chantrice. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Barbara. If y'all could, please share with me. I am going to share into some groups. Thea D is in the house. My dog, she's in the house. Anybody else? I'm gonna share real quick into some groups, and let's get some people in here, guys. Let's get some people in here. So let's see what's going on. If you can, again, share. I'm gonna share one more spot. I'm not gonna spam. Y'all know how I feel about that. Like, I don't like when people spam, and then I don't like when people accuse me of spamming. Hey, Coach. Thank you.
I won't put a sticker.
Okay. To put on the back of the car?
Yeah.
I probably won't put it on my car.
You got it one more?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach. Sorry, guys. So we're at soccer practice. Y'all know how that goes. And my son has been on this soccer team since he was 5 with the same coach. And he just loves our child and loves us, a family. We're different, and that shows, of course, right? So yeah, I love for you to coach my 9 grandson. What you mean? You're 9-year-old? What you mean, Barbara? Coach him how? What you saying? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna share one more time. I lied. I'm sharing one more time. And then we'll go from there. Actually, I don't know if I lied, because the coach caught me off guard, so I'm not even sure if if I shared it. So let's see what we got going on. But I'm going to share one more time. If you can, let's get some people in the room. Thank you so much, Ebony. Barbara, what do you mean? You would love for me to coach your son? Like, coach in soccer? Is that what you're saying? Because I ain't the kid. Like, that ain't my calling. That ain't what Jesus told me to do. Like, that ain't it. That ain't it. So listen, it is Tuesday. Let's talk about your journey so far, especially for those who are in the process, who have finally pulled the trigger and made a decision to homeschool their children, or even if you're in that mid stage where you're trying to figure out if homeschooling is definitely for you or not, like if that's definitely something that you want to do. And so, let's talk, like, let's get that together. Let's go through it. So I want you to ask me your questions, because here's the first thing. I want you to ask your questions and not be concerned about what people think, because 9 times out of 10, somebody else has the exact same question. There is no stupid question. A stupid question is a question that's not asked. So I want you to ask the question. Let's figure this out. Like, let's get this together. What is it that we can do? What do you need? What can I help you with? You said yes, 9-year-old. Oh, see, Barbara, I'm not a soccer coach by any means. Them kids would get nothing done, because A, I'm not finna stand outside and coach them. B, it's too hot. C, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not finna coach them in soccer. Now, if you said basketball, I may consider it a little bit, but yeah, and that's a little bit. With everything that's on my plate, I really don't have the time to do that. But yeah, the kid I'm not a soccer player at all. But But anyway, so let's talk, y'all. So those people that are transitioning, what are some things that you need help with? I can remember, honestly, feeling really overwhelmed. Hey, Tiana, feeling really overwhelmed when we decided to finally transition. And one of the things that I felt overwhelmed about was because our family, our actual immediate family, was the first family to step outside the norm, right? Like, we've stepped outside the norm in other ways, but education was really weird and strange for us. And especially for our family. We're traditional, not saying that our family, we're full of education. We believe in education, we believe in teaching our kids, all that good stuff. But homeschooling was nothing really like in anybody's radar as far as that's concerned. And so that was really different. Hey Arlene, thanks for joining. And so that was really different as far as that's concerned. Let's see. Another thing too is because we're entrepreneurs, we have definitely broken what is typical, what's normal. And again, I'm not downing anything or anything to that effect. So let's just make sure we understand and that's clear. But we seriously stepped outside the box. We are entrepreneurs and we come from families, both of our sides, who they work, like find a job and they work for years, you guys. Like my stepmom has been at her job. Actually, she just retired, has been at her job for 30 something years. My dad stayed at his job for several decades, right? I was at the job that I was working at for 13 years. Like my husband was at where he was for several years. We're a type of family who finds a good job, stays there and do what we got to do. And so it was very different for us to step outside the box and say, you know what? We think we can do this on our own, or we have our own vision of what this looks like, and this is what we're going to do. So it was difficult in the realm of everybody had questions and wanted to know what was going on and what we were thinking and how all this was going to work. And so let's talk about that, because it's difficult to step outside the box, especially when you have everyone around you who has questions, and be able to answer their questions and not answer it in a defensive way, not answer it in a way where you feel like they're attacking you. And of course, there may be some people in your family that don't understand what you're doing and may attack, but not intentionally. And so let's talk about how to respond to that. I'm going to read the comments real quick. Let's see. Yes, our family was the first as well. Yeah, Thea is the same way as far as entrepreneurship and homeschooling your children. We've stepped outside of the box, the norm as well. Exactly. And I keep telling my kids, one of the things that we have the conversation about all the time is people will say that our family is weird and the way we do things is weird. Not our family, but they'll say that the way that we do things is weird. So, gosh, my screen got darker. I don't know what y'all seeing, but anyway, they will say that what we do is weird. And so because we're entrepreneurs and we choose not to work for someone else, because we homeschool, that we're weird. And so I teach my children to inform those people that it's not weird, it's just different. It's not what you're used to looking at. It's not what you've been conditioned to see. And so when you see families who step outside, they become weird, but it's not weird. It's just different. And so what I encourage you to do is have that conversation with your children, because the fact of the matter is people are going to ask questions. People are going to ask questions when you're not there. For instance, my son got his hair cut this weekend, been going to this barber for years. He knows we homeschool. He always asks me questions about it. He always says, hey, how's it going? What are they doing? What about my son? Is there anything that I can do? He always asks those questions. Well, this particular time, I had to do a coaching call. And so I was in the car doing the coaching call for a short period of time. However, the barber took that moment and that time to ask my son questions about his homeschool journey. He began to ask him well, why aren't you learning this? You should be learning this at this age, and you should be learning that. And so my son and I, we had that conversation how did that conversation go for you? How did you stand up for yourself? How did you say, this is where I am and I'm okay with it? This is my goal. How did you do that? You guys have to train your kids to be able to say that this is my journey and I'm just going on it. I'm working on it. My mom's got it figured out. My mom's working it out for me, and I'm just walking on this journey. We're walking on this journey together. So I'm going to go back to the comments, guys. Excuse me. Let's see. Arlene says, we are first as well, homeschooling. Exactly. Our families are first as well. Well, the first that had the opportunity to do so, right? Because a lot of things too, that's different too, is in 2019, we are able to homeschool our children and make an income. We are able to homeschool our children and support our family. And I would say back in the day, that wasn't always the case or the option, but with technology and the things that we have in 2019, we're able to do that. And so there would be a lot of first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there are tons of single mothers or single fathers that homeschool their children, work during the day and homeschool at night, or do stuff like that. There are tons of them as far as that's concerned. I was so stressed about writing lesson plans, and I realized I hadn't written down all the bits and pieces I have actually used for schooling. Doing that has helped ease a lot of stress. Why is my screen getting dark? Y'all, hold on for a second. Let me see if I can lighten it. Nope, that's just as light as it gets. Let me see if I can move it then. Let's see. Realized I hadn't written all the bits and pieces. I'm actually just using, okay, easier to see the bigger picture now that I see all the parts. Good, Ebony, good. How did you begin your business? Karen, so my husband and I have worked for a multi-million-dollar logistics company for over 20 years combined together. And I saw what I was getting paid. I saw what people underneath who were reporting to me. I had a team of several, almost 100 people reporting to me, and I was able to see their paychecks and see what they make. I was also able to see the number in black as far as they were concerned, the business. And I just realized that there was money out there to make, and we could do this thing. And so my husband, I'm not gonna lie, my husband stepped out on faith and just decided to do it. And we just kind of went and did it. So we took some savings and we just kind of did it. We literally prayed about it. We felt comfortable about it. We made a decision. It was it. That was it. Nakanda says the super mom helps, unofficial super mom, first generation homeschoolers in my family too. Hey Denise, haven't caught you a lot, right Denise? I'm so glad you're here. Karen says homeschool and entrepreneurship was not in my radar. It is totally now. Exactly. And you guys, it's so different. I'm not going to lie to you at all. If you would have told me now at 2019 that I would be an entrepreneur, that I would be homeschooling my children, and I would be encouraging others to homeschool their children or helping them through that journey, I would be like, psh, child, you lying to me. Like, that ain't me. Because in my position where I was happy. Like, I started at 18, 19 years old. I was working part-time and moved all the way up to, excuse me, moved all the way up to management. And so I had done the work. I had really worked hard to get where I was going. And I had a vision and a plan, and my vision and plan did not include me being an entrepreneur, and it did not include me homeschooling my children. Just to be very honest with you. Najma says, hey y'all, we are the first to homeschool, right? Dia says, yes, we're weird too. Wake up whenever in homeschool. I take free and weird any day, right? And here's the thing with that. So my son and I, we were having a conversation. We have conversations. I encourage you to have conversations with your kids, every maybe quarter or so, something to that effect, especially if you have a child that isn't necessarily liking homeschool or doesn't want to homeschool. So what I'll tell you is my daughter was great. She was like, okay, cool. I want to homeschool. My sons were like, nah, not so much. I'm going to miss my friends. I'm going to miss that, or whatever the case may be. So the first year or so, we had conversations a couple times a year about how they felt about homeschool. And it was like, oh, it's okay, but I still miss my friends, and I can't do this and I can't do that. So everything they told me they were worried about what they wouldn't be able to do, I actually started doing things to implement those. So I can't see my friends. Okay, well, let's schedule some time outside of school where you can see your friends. I can't play sports. Okay, well, let's go find you a homeschool sports team, or let's go find you a rec team or academy team so you can play. Like, that's what I was doing. And so we just had a conversation today, and it's very interesting that that's even mentioned, because we just had a conversation today, and my son was like, my son has been on the same soccer team for years. And one of the sisters of the player, one of the players was like, you guys are so lucky. Like, you guys get to, you guys get to wake up when you want to. You get to do this. You get to do that. You don't have homework. You don't have this. And for the first time, I heard my son say, homeschool is working for us. And if you know my son, he's young, he's 9 years old, but he is an old soul, like in real life. And so he was like, yeah, homeschool is working for us. Like, we get to wake up when we want to. We don't go to school every day. We don't have school on Fridays. We get to go on all kinds of field trips, and we get to cook. Like, my mom lets us cook and experiment and do, like, he was just listing these things that he thought was great. So it was really cool. Ebony says, yes. Anything out of the norm is weird. That really bugs me. Definitely will explain to my crew how to defend our lifestyle. Yeah. And you don't want them to be defensive. I did say defend, but you don't want them to be defensive. But what you do want them to be able to do is stand tall and stand firm in the decision that, hey, this is what we're doing. And so just because we're different as homeschoolers, just because we choose to homeschool our children doesn't mean that we're weird. It just means we're different. We see things differently. Hey, Erica. What happened, Thea? What did I say? Oh, no. Yes, we let our children know that we just do things different than others. We are also the first to Herbert, so many see us as different. Yeah, Najma's got a whole, Najma, you're like quadruple threat, right? Because you're homeschooling, you guys have a gang of kids, and then you're doing home birth and you're homeschooling on top. Like, that's a lot. You guys got a bunch going on. Where's that Barbara at? You so funny, Thea. That wasn't cool, Barbara. I know, but I like that, Barbara. And so what I'll do, because he's pretty cool, I haven't had any issues with him, but next time when it's time, him and I will have a conversation about that. Like, this is how homeschool works, and I would appreciate it if you didn't tell my son what you believe homeschool should be, because you obviously don't know what you're talking about. The funny thing is, they're the weird ones, not us. Exactly. I had to explain to my daughter that she's not going to school, not going to get on a big yellow bus. Her cousins who are close to her always ask why she's not going to school. Yeah, what's funny is that my kids, that's one thing they do miss is riding the school bus. I think that's weird to me. That's weird to me, but you know how it is. The lighting hasn't changed for us. Maybe your phone adjusting to the sun brightness around you. I guess, child, it's dark. I look dark on my screen. Catherine says, I coach parents and nannies. This is always my thing. This is your child's journey. We are here to support them. I have morning meetings with my crew, and we have discussions, their journey and what they want. Also, that's okay if they don't know. We'll walk it out together. Exactly. And so here's the thing. I will forever encourage you. This is y'all's journey. When I say y'all, I mean you as you by yourself if you're a single parent, you and your spouse or your partner, whatever the case may be, and you and your children, right? This is y'all's journey. So there needs to be a check-in. How are things going? This is your journey. Like I talked to my son. How do you feel about the way things are going? What do you like? What don't you like? What can I improve on? What is it that you would like to incorporate that's completely different? Like, have these conversations with them, because this is their journey, guys. We're helping them and assisting them in this journey, right? Like, we're kind of guiding them and directing them as far as that's concerned, but it's their journey. So ask them the questions. And here's the thing. Don't ask a question that you're not ready for the answer for, right? So this is the thing. I have to prepare my heart and my mind for my kid to say, Mom, I want to go back to public school. Or I have to prepare my heart and my mind for my kid to say, Mom, you're suck at teaching this. Now, they're not going to say it in that manner, but I have to prepare my kids to say whatever they need to say so that we can figure out their journey. And that's what you need to do. Whatever it means, prepare your heart, prepare your mind. Baby, I want you to be completely honest with me. Is this working for you, or is this not working for you? What can I do to make this better for you? Have those conversations with your children. Even though you're the parent and it's your responsibility to make that decision, it's your responsibility to figure out what's best for them. Their input is always warranted and needed in this journey. Always. He knew when to do it, though. Just horrible. Yeah, he did. The barber knew when to do it. He did. And so we'll just have that conversation. Y'all know by now, I ain't never scared. So we'll have that conversation that, hey, listen, if you don't question my kids about what they should learn and what they shouldn't. Let's see. Denise says, today I felt so good. I was the only homeschool teacher at the Kroger teacher giveaway in my county. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How cool. The PS teachers were impressed. Oh, that's good. That's good, Denise. I've shared with several homeschool. Thank you, Tiana. I appreciate it. Your kids are so cool. My kids are nuts, Nakanda. You know my kids, child. Nice. Homeschool is working for us. Thea, you're funny. You are the first mom that I've heard that starts late. I know you work early, but how does your day go and when does it end? Okay. So, I'm sure I may be the first one, but there are several ladies that are on here. Like, I know for a fact, Thea and Nakanda tend to start their day a little bit later. And so what I would say is, we We typically end our school day around 3 or 4 o'clock if it's a good day. But some days, there are days, especially like when we have our team practices or anything like that. So my kids play on a homeschool basketball team, and the practice times are during the day. So during the day, either it's 2 to 4 Mondays and Wednesdays, or 1 to 3 Mondays and Wednesdays. So my kids are pulled out of the homeschool like atmosphere as far as education is concerned during that time. So what we do is they are required to get a certain amount of their work done before practice. They go to practice, they come home, have some lunch, excuse me, and then they finish the rest of their schoolwork. So that may mean on some days that they are doing schoolwork until 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. Excuse me, y'all. So it works, Arlene. Okay, off to revival. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, Ebony. Enjoy. This is my first year to homeschool. My daughter she's 11 and I'm nervous. Y'all pray for us. Listen, Sheila, here's the thing. Just deep breathe. Like, take a breath, relax. Like, it's cool. We got you, right? Like, we got you. Do me a favor. Excuse me, y'all. Do me a favor. Join my homeschool group, which is Homeschooling with Sean the Guru. I'm building an amazing community with some amazing moms like Thea and Nakanda and Dr. Shiva Quinn and Michelle Huddleston. And I'm building an amazing community where we can all assist and help. And here is the absolutely lovely part about it is you don't just hear my voice. You ask a question and everybody just jumps in and asks and helps and assists. And so what I will tell you, Sheila, is join the community and come in. And the questions that you have, just ask. Flat out ask. Hey, this is Sheila. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I need to do? Where do I need to start? And they will jump in to assist and help you. So don't be scared. We got you, girl. We good. We got you. We ain't gonna let you fail. We got you. But you got to tell us what you need. You got to tell us what you want, right? But we'll help you. The group name again is Homeschooling with Sean the Guru. Same here, first year, ages 7 and 8. We got this. Yeah, y'all got this. Like, I promise. You're talking from me, who was switching, coming from corporate America to homeschool my kids, y'all. I was scared to death. I don't want to mess up my kids. I don't want my kids to fail. And I'm like, child, these are my babies. Nobody knows them better than I do. There's absolutely no way in this earth that I could fail them if I'm working hard and diligently to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Nook, if you book. What you talking about, the barber? You so funny. We start late as well. It just works better for us. Exactly. And another thing too is if you have people like me, I'm not a morning person. My attitude, it ain't the best in the morning, y'all. It just ain't. Like, give me my coffee, give me about 45 minutes, and then, you know, give me a second and I can be with you. And so I have 2 children that are the same. I have one that just pops right up, but I have 2 children that are the same. And it just works better for our attitude. It works better for how we handle things. Yes, I do the sit downs with our children and ask them. However, I do have to prepare myself. Like you said, I never know what's going to come out of their mouths, but I want them to be honest and open. We don't start with until 10 a.m. LL. This works for us. We're normally done about 3. Exactly. So you can do it. You can start late in the day. Here's the thing. When I was doing research for homeschool, before we made the full decision that we're going to homeschool, I thought that our children had to be in school from like 8 o'clock to 3:30, like a normal school day. And after doing research and finding out with the instruction time and the interruptions and the recesses and the lunches and the fire drills and all that stuff, our kids in public school typically only learn about 4 to 5 hours a day, like 4 to 5 good instructional hours. And that's if you don't have one of those kids in your class that is continually interrupting your child. And so we as homeschooler parents, we can do that. We can teach our kids to 4 to 5 hours. We can teach them longer than that if we want to. We can do this, guys. We can do it. Thank you, Nakanda. But the great thing about homeschooling is we start and finish at different times depending on what we have for a day. Exactly. So for instance, our kids right now are participating in Apple Camp. If you haven't heard about Apple Camp, go look it up. And you may have some some spots available in your city. Ours fills up really quick in the North Texas area. But basically what it is you have several different camps. They get kids together. They go there for about 2 hours, 3 times a week. It's just 1 week camp, right? They go for 2 hours, 3 times a week, and do whatever. So like there's one where they can do coding. There's one where they can do garage band. There's one where they can do iMovie. They can create their own movie trailer. The one that the kids are doing right now is they're creating their own park. And so my kids are in that, right? But today was extra long. We had to, like on the actual Apple camp, we had to go for a walk for a little bit and go look at a park and pick what we wanted out of it. And then we had to come back, and it was extra long. So today we didn't really do our formal schoolwork. That stuff will swing over till tomorrow. Your day can be determined by anything. Some days will be great, some days won't. Some days you'll want to work, some days you won't want to work. Some days you can't work. And you have to be able to move freely. I'm telling y'all, first years, y'all are okay. Thank you, Shantrice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, that group is called Homeschooling with Sean the Guru. Yes, the barber. Tiana, you're so funny. Emily, hey girl, hey. I've been very ill this past school year and we have fallen behind. This was my second year homeschooling. Will we get back? We got up. Will we get back? Got up. I'm freaking out. Okay. Are you asking me, Emily, if you'll get caught back up? You can absolutely get caught back up. And what I will say is that may mean that you may do some extra time or some extra schooling or something to that effect. And so, for instance, if you are doing something to the effect, like maybe you're doing school twice during the day, or maybe you're doing some extra work on Saturdays and Sundays. Here's the thing. When we homeschool, I want you to get out of the mind that our kids are behind. They may have, for some reason, my sinuses are like acting crazy all of a sudden. They may have fallen behind as far as what you would like for them to do, but you're homeschooling, so you have the freedom to incorporate that in any way possible. So if that means that you're schooling right now when you would typically do summer, then you school right now when you do during typically summer. If that means that on Saturday and Sundays you knock out a couple math worksheets or reading or whatever the case may be, then you do that. Like, you have the freedom. You have the freedom to do that. So Emily, do me a favor. Just take a deep breath in. Child, you got this. I got this. Like, I'm going to figure this out. If this means I have to do a little bit extra work every day, then we're going to do a little bit extra work to get it done. Thanks, ladies. We'll watch the rest later. And yes, ladies, join the group. It's awesome. Don't know what I'd do without the support. You're welcome. Bye, Najma. My son is in high school, so he's self-reliant. Yeah, and that's a blessing. If you have a high schooler who is self-reliant and a high schooler who is willing to do their work, then it works out great. I have a high schooler and she just jumps on. Like, she's like, give me my schoolwork, don't talk to me, I'll ask you if I have questions. Like, that's how she is. I know that my boys will probably not be the same. And I just have to kind of be okay with that. I wake up and sometimes his work got done at 4 a.m. Wow. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to. Kristen, me too. The baby wakes up so early, I'm a night owl by default. Exactly. Hey, Laura. Hey, girl. Hey. Yes, I need coffee and Jesus before my kids. We start at 8:30 or 9 and wake up at 6:30 or 7. Exactly. Like, I need my time. Like, I need to lay there for a second and tell the Lord, thank you for waking me up this morning, because it could have been different. Help me have a great day, because my attitude is jacked up. I already know it. Let me fix my coffee. Let me sip on. Like, I have to go through that too, Laura. Absolutely. Denise says, you all got it. Just finished my first year. Was scary at first, but with constant reassurance from Sean, we did it. I'm confident that my son will be fine from this point on. Public school had already done enough damage. There you go, guys. Denise was one of my clients. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Denise was one of my clients when nobody else was. Like, Denise was popping up. I got questions. You know what you're talking about, and I need help. Like, she was. From the very beginning, she was popping up out of nowhere. Like, hey girl, hey, I need help. Hey girl. In New England, it's hard to find co-ops for older. Okay, so what I want you to do is send me a message, Charity, because I can send you a link. I can send you a link to find co-ops in your area that may be listed. Send me a message. Lynn, yeah, check those out. It's all the Apple stores. They're completely free. And my kids have been going for years. This is probably going to be their last year of going because they've done all of them. So they're kind of sick of it. This one is the last one they hadn't done. So they're kind of sick of them. But Apple camps and Microsoft has camps as well. And so we do that. That's what we do in the summer. And the kids, they love it-ish, like kind of. When it's time to go, they're like, no, I don't want to go. But then when they get there, they're like, yes, this is awesome. So, you know, kids are weird. Any tips for kindergarten with 2 littles and a 4 and 2-year-old? Arlene, let them play, let them learn, do your basics. Don't make lessons too long. They're only 5. A 5 to 10 minute, maybe 15-minute lesson is fine. You don't have to do a long drawn out lesson at all. Not at all. It took me a couple of years to realize our kids aren't behind. They're learning at their level. I guarantee if they were in public school, they would not retain all the info that is stuffed into their brains. Exactly. I had melanoma in August on the 2nd day of school, so we went to many doctor appointments together and learned to be healthy. I broke my wrist in April. Today, the end of the year. So we learned about bones and broken bones. We did schooled and unschooled this year. My son has learned lots of homeschool. He mows the lawn. Exactly. Wow. You can do it, guys. You can do it. You can do it. Let's see. Thank you. I need encouragement so much. Bless you. You're welcome, Emily. Like, listen, Emily, keep following my page. Like, that's what I'm all about, you guys. I don't want you guys to feel alone in this journey. It is difficult. There's a lot of information out there. And then us as mamas, like, we get discouraged, right? Because we want the best for our kids, but sometimes we feel like we're not doing the best. And sometimes you just need somebody to say, hey girl, you good, we got you. Like, what you need, we got you. And so that's the atmosphere that I'm creating in that group. And again, that group is called Homeschooling with Sean the Guru. And I just want y'all to join. Like, that's exactly how it is, just how it is on this group. And people are patting you on your back and say, hey girl, you got this, you can do it. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. So join that group. Oh, he's not willing, but he can't have the controller to the Xbox till you. Oh, see, Charity got a plan. I get it. Do you have a site? We started homeschool when our son tried to hang himself due to... Oh, wow. Wow, my God. I'm so glad you got him out of that. Wow. Charity, I do have a website. It is homeschoolingwithsean.com. Right now I am in the process of updating some. It's kind of the basic things right now, but I'm noticing that there's a need to put more information on there. So I am doing that. I'm trying to do that. But if you want to keep in contact with me, follow me, do all that good stuff, Facebook is probably the best, or Instagram at this very moment. Yes, the group is awesome. Thanks, Sean. You're welcome, Tiana. So listen, it is 7:30. I'm only going to stay on here for 30 minutes to coach. You guys have an absolutely wonderful day. You are more than welcome to follow me on Instagram, because I do a live coaching on Instagram as well. And my Instagram is Sean the Homeschool Guru, all one word. And I'll do another live coaching on there. If you join my group, I will go after that, and I will add you to the group. Some good things that are coming in the group. If you haven't joined the group, like, I do courses for the ladies. So some of the courses that were requested are, like, our course tomorrow is something about, I can't remember, y'all. Hold on. Preventing burnout. There we go. Preventing burnout is coming tomorrow, and it's free to members of the group. It's $25 for people who are outside of the group. And then the next one will be next Wednesday, and it's tentatively. And what that one is it is going to be a session with me and my husband. And so I invite you and your spouse or your partner to come, and you guys will be able to ask him questions from his perspective, and ask us questions together as a couple. Of course, I will ask you to give me the questions first, because my husband is a wild card, and he'll say something to embarrass me. And y'all don't want to see us fight on Zoom, right? Like, y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see that. So we'll do that. And then the third one is most requested at this point is how to create unit studies. And those are all free to members of my group, but $25 per class if you're outside the group. And so go ahead and join the group. Again, it's Homeschooling with Sean the Guru. Another thing too is, let's see, what am I trying to think? If you are in the North Texas area, I will be at the main library in Grand Prairie, Texas, doing a homeschool 101 session. So we'll be talking. You can ask all your questions if you're homeschooling, new to homeschooling, thinking about homeschooling, tired of homeschooling, frustrated with homeschooling. We will be there. I will be there to answer your questions. Now, here's the best part. After that, directly after that, I will be teaching you how to write your own curriculum using the resources in the library. So instead of purchasing a box curriculum or something to that effect, I will be teaching you how to create your own curriculum on your own. So that's awesome. And that is completely free. And let me be honest with you. That course I charge almost $100 for, but as part of my community, as serving my community, I am teaching that to my community for free. So if you're in North Texas, anywhere close to that area, join me in Grand Prairie at the main library from 1 to 2 on July 27th, and I will be there to teach those courses. So listen, I'm going over to Instagram real quick to do a coaching with them. I'm gonna read the comments real quick before I go. Let's see. Following you now. Great, Emily. I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Denise. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions, guys. Please don't. Even if you don't want to ask questions on the live, send me a message and I'll answer it. Great. Thank you, Charity. Jessica Nelson. This lady's. Oh, thank you for tagging. Marisol. Hey, girl. Hey, thank you so much for this. Very encouraged. God knows I need more time. Hello. So glad I found you. You're welcome, guys. Love that. Come to think of it, my children have learned so much. Home economics. Yeah, you guys, listen, I can tell you a whole story. I want to know how to create my own curriculum. Okay, so Arlene, that course right now is, it's 50%, well, that course right now, if you're in the North Texas area, is going to be free, and I'm considering doing something great for my group members and giving that to them as free as well. I'm considering it. I will keep y'all posted in the group as far as that's concerned. I'm not in Texas. Can you still teach me how? Because we just forked out 800. Okay, so listen. People ask me all the time to teach the course for free or to record the free version, y'all, and I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I do give freebies. I give free coachings. I do all kind of great stuff for the community, homeschool community. But this course in particular, I cannot give that for free. I am sorry. Maybe later on, something to that effect. But right now, at this very moment, I can't do that. So listen, follow me over to Instagram and let's continue the session, right? Like, y'all, come on. Like, everybody, come on. Like, come on. We gonna go, all right? I'll see y'all in a little bit. Homeschooling with, nope, that's not right. Instagram is Sean, the homeschool guru, okay? All right. You said I'm not asking for free. Okay, well, Charity, let me know. Send me a message. Send me a message. All right, guys, I gotta go because I've got Instagram waiting for me. Catch me over there, Sean, the homeschool guru. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.